the Tawheed of the oneness of Allah, that He deserves to be worshipped. And you could see this. Go to any chapter, any verse in the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about man, life, the universe, the cosmos, creation, you see at the end, therefore worship me, therefore know I'm one, therefore He is the all-knowing, all-wise. So you see that these verses are there to open a window of opportunity in your mind and your heart in order for you to reflect, ponder, and think that, you know what, Allah created me, He must be all-powerful. You know, look at the heavens and the earth. Look at the alternation of the night and day. Surely, if I consider myself as a person who thinks and reflects deeply and seeks the implications of things, then surely there's wisdom in the universe. If there's wisdom in the universe, my Lord is all-wise, Al-Hakim. And He deserves to be worshipped. I don't deserve to be worshipped. Creation doesn't deserve to be worshipped. So you see, this is the kind of discourse in the Quran. So it doesn't really address directly atheism, because it assumes correctly that atheism is unnatural and theism, believing in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the default position. So I want to give you now some sort of intellectual sakina, intellectual tranquility, that if you do engage in a warm, compassionate and articulate way to the wider society, particularly the atheists, then you know that even if you don't have any arguments for your tradition, that it's already true. And I'm going to discuss what I mean by this in a minute. But let me first discuss, based on psychological, anthropological, and historical evidence, how the concept of the fitrah is a true concept. So we know it's the innate, inborn disposition to acknowledge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to want to worship Him and to believe in His oneness. So let's talk about the sociological evidence. Professor Justin L. Barrett, in his book, Born Believers in the Science of Children's Religious Belief, he did a quite fascinating study and looked at narratives from children when they were asked questions about cause and effect and creation. And essentially, children, they know that if something created the universe, it couldn't be in the universe. It has to be something metaphysical or supernatural outside of the universe in order for the universe to come into existence. And he concludes that regardless if they come from atheist or non-theist families or theist families, that they, the children, they believe in what? That there must have been a supernatural cause or agency. And he says on page 35 to 36, this tendency to see function and purpose, plus an understanding that purpose and order came from minded beings, makes children like to see natural phenomena as intentionally created. Who is the creator? Children know people are not good candidates. It must have been a God. Children are born believers of what I call natural religion. Also, brothers and sisters, other social anthropologists say that if you take any children from any background, atheist or not, and you throw them on a desert island, safely of course, they will conclude that there is supernatural cause or agency. This is the natural default position of human beings. Take the psychology of religion now. In the journal Key Psychological Issues in the Study of Religion, the academic Olivera Petrovich, she concludes the following, and it's quite fascinating. She says, the possibility that some religious beliefs are universal, for example, basic belief in a non-anthropomorphic God as a creator of the natural world, seems to have a stronger empirical foundation than could be inferred from a religious text. And elsewhere she says that the natural psyche, the natural psychological disposition of a human being is to believe in God, and that atheism is a forced psychology. Isn't that interesting? Aren't we supposed to be the ones who are fundamentalists and we brainwash our children, right?